Get you something, friend.
Nah.
Damn right. I got a right to live, don't I? Throw 'em in a hole for all I care. It's the greater good.
Oh, that
When the mornings are
Menu
darkest
simple.
and my crowd
Eat
told the terrible
or
knell,
drink
when
or
the
both.
beer ate my soul and there's tar in my hustle mind's well, I look to the day I heard closer than many tongues sing. Because owning a
Get
head,
you something, friend.
owning a head is a terrible.
No go. Not now, at least.
It seems I can't use that right now.
No go. Not now, at least.
No go. Not now, at least.
It's broken. This won't be of any use. It's broken.
It's broken. Garbage.
Too bad things didn't work out for you. Keep your chin up, though. I'm sure your future's bright or something. Too bad things didn't work out for you. Keep your chin up, though. I'm sure your future's bright or something. Too bad things didn't work out for you. Keep your chin up, though. I'm sure your future... Too bad things didn't work out for you. Keep your chin up, though. I'm sure your future's bright or something.
Tell me, if they got nothing...
A weathered woman in a dirty...
The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn. The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn.
Curiosity kills the cat. Or gets it... Yeah? What do you want? Huh. I want another beer and a bowl of stew. Which of us is more likely to get what they want, you think? Guess that makes me a sinner. Perhaps you can help us settle an argument. Thatcher here is one of my dearest friends, but she isn't the brightest.
Thatcher grins hello.
Our mate Boris got posted to Fort Joy for consorting with lizards. And Thatcher here still fancies a turn around the park with Loverick's lizard. I say she'd be sleeping with the enemy. What say you?
They look at you expectantly.
You've got a pick and you can trust.
You got that right.
Thatcher looks victorious. Eden looks annoyed.
You're as bad as she is. Get lost then, you're no use to me.
Eden turns back to her drink. Thatcher smiles goodbye.
Curiosity kills the cat.
She
Or
tips
gets
you a
it sent
wink.
to Fort Joy.
Right about that. Right as rain.
And the tide is on the turn.
Curiosity kills the cat. Or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
The bell rings a warning and the tide...
You're willing to risk...
Doesn't this room strike you as eerie? There's a chill in the air, a deeper darkness in the shadows. But, of course, I should hold my tongue and stand guard. Better watch yourself.
Here now. When one's in a small town, one must expect small town manners, I see.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
And I'm saying, you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile.
Curiosity kills the cat. Or gets it sent to
And you
Fort
can't be too
Joy.
careful, you know. If I can get Alexander, I can get any of us.
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard.
Right as rain, Hilka.
Then you're an idiot. Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard. Then you're an idiot.
You've got a pick and you can trust.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
And I'm saying, you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away. And you can't be too careful, you know. If
Hurry up and kill the cat. Or get sent to Fort Joy.
What about that? What is raining?
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard?
Have you a reason for barging into my room, madam? No harm done, I suppose. Though why I pay good money for these so-called bodyguards is another question entirely. Still, I may as well introduce myself. Baron Levere, at your service. Travels, you say? And why would you assume I'm a traveling man?
He laughs heartily.
Of all things, I wouldn't have thought my boots would give me away, but you're quite right, of course. I am traveling, yes, to Arx. Lucian's Day will be upon us soon. A celebration no man with a heart that is both... I go because it is every citizen's duty. Our communal obligation to chant the rites of the return and pray for Lucian's divine resurrection. That said, I do have more secular motivations as well. Arx positively overflows with pilgrims during the festival, pilgrims and their purses. As a merchant, it is quite my favorite day of the year. I'm a wealthy man at wealthy... The merchant's burden, you see.
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
I do believe this is still my room, don't you know?
I'll yield to none.
Death will release you, girl.
Careful. I've spotted a trap.
this place, plunk by plunk. I'll find him.
The dwarf peers at an expertly dissected fish, gently poking its innards.
Fascinating. Oh, my. No, what do you want?
The dwarf shakes his head with irritation.
You're blocking my light. Go away. Nothing wrong with taking pride in your work.
The dwarf grimaces and points.
Whatever's wrong with these fish is causing a lot of hardship for a lot of folk. I want to figure out what's happening to them. See if there's... Yes, as it happens. I need to see the effects of eating these fish firsthand. Wonderful. Now, there's 3 samples that I wish to learn more about. Care to choose?
The fish instantly churns your insides. You double over in pain. A sudden vivid sensation of floating in darkness assails you. There's something in there with you. Something. Hungry and corrupt. You can't breathe. You can't breathe. The dwarf suddenly drifts back into view, peering at you with fascination.
How do you feel?
A stream of black bile suddenly erupts from your mouth and across the dwarf's boots. He doesn't even look displeased.
I see. Well, I'm sure it was nothing but a side effect of the fish. Speaking of which, I've learned a great deal from observing you. I owe you a great debt.
The dwarf puffs up his chest and proudly gestures to the fish.
The fish is indeed malignant. Humans are affected by it in the same manner as other species. Thank you, but no. I can only allow the fish you ate is known as yellow ridgeback. Quite a cunning breed, often used in concoctions to increase alertness. But this one, touched by the void itself. Who is to say how such a creature might alter an alertness mixture? Seek out somewhere that peddles alertness herb mixes. Adding these unique ridgebacks might make... So, now my work must continue.
Squisher's still the favourite. Lose it all.
Dallas and her sorcerer, little Alexander, gives you a glance.
It doesn't make sense. I'm missing something. All this damn work and nothing to show for it. Might as well have rotted in the death fog. What's even the point? You can figure this out. Come on.
The dwarf is unnaturally still. You might mistake her for a corpse, were it not for a slight twitch of her eyelids. She calmly opens her left eye, then her right.
What do you want?
The dwarf unfolds her arms and shoots to her feet.
All right, human. Right, glad Lohar ain't left us here to wither. Those brutes are taking their sweet time down there. I gotta send word soon. Who knows? Anything that gives away what Mordus has been up to. Probably got all sorts of tricks for covering his tracks, but the goons downstairs should sniff out something. That weird priest's been hanging around Lohar for ages. Now he's vanished. Poof. Those half-wits below will know more. Get to it then. But tell the lunkheads that Glenn has...
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this thing? Huh? You got rocks knocking around that noggin of yours. We'd have more luck asking Duna to open it for us than for it to budge by our own hands.
What's this? I found something.
Maybe if we had a...
I've spotted something. A skull. It's missing an eye. As far as locks go, this one's pretty macabre.
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You got rocks knocking around that noggin of yours.
There we go.
Finally.
Doors opening.
By Duna's dagger. You here to free us or kill us?
The male dwarf expels 2 lungfuls of air and glances happily at his companion.
We've only been fretting here for a few hours, but it's felt like days. That snot-nosed priest's as slippery as a snake in an oil drum.
Ain't found nothing that lets on what Mordus is up to. Only thing we managed were to close that door and get us stuck. And if there's another door out there, never could find it.
Lohar ain't gonna be pleased.
Ain't no telling where that priest has gone to. Started acting all funny not so long ago, then flew the coop. Well, at first, he was just buddying around with Lohar and the rest, you know. But then he'd start looking all sickly and run off for a day or two. Then some stranger tried taking old Lohar down, but got himself caught and tied up. Ain't no coincidence Mordus went hanging around then.
She taps a finger against her forehead.
A woman knows things. Nothing's getting past me. Best we head off then. We've got business to attend to.
Lohar will want to know of this.
An empty belly is a maudlin thing.
rough, Mo. Real rough.
Better get out there before Maldus makes it all the way past Arks. I asked you for a man, not a note.
He takes the letter from your hands and reads it quickly, face hardening with anger as he reaches the end.
Bloody goddamn spit-sucking weasel! This is bad. Not just for me and mine. Not just for you and yours. This is bad. Hell if I know, but it don't sound good. Seems as though Mordus wasn't mine after all. Trouble is, I don't know whose he is. Of course. That's why I haven't heard from the cave. Sabotage. Listen up, I need your help. We all do. Mordus has his hands on something dangerous. Something I was trying to protect us from. Not just my folks. The whole damn realm. Look, me and mine, we move classified cargo. Take it right off Magister ships and put it into the hands of those that will use it rightly. Trouble is, we came across something no one ought to have. Not the Magisters, not my folks, not the gods themselves. I ordered it to be destroyed. I guess Mordus, whoever he's working for, wants it for themselves. That can't happen. The less you know, the better. Trust me. Stop Mordus and I'll take care of the rest. My people had an operation up in the caves outside town. Good access to red ships and plenty of privacy too. Haven't heard from them in a couple of days now. I thought maybe we'd lost the messengers to Voidwoken in the hills, but now I think it's worse than I thought. I bet my lucky left foot Mordus is in the cave. You gotta get to him before he gets his hands on that cargo. Pray to whoever you pray to that it ain't too late. Finally, someone with a little sense around here. Give me your map. I'll show you where we were operating, where I think Mordus. I don't want to know what'll happen if he gets what he's after.
I'm merely catering to our sensibilities. A stew of animal meats would be an assault on our senses, enough to turn the stomach.
Blood in my wishful might well. I looked someday, I heard no sound, many tongues sing.
You know even a smaller good if it bit you on the arse.
And I learned that a heart is a glorious thing. Owning a heart is a glorious
Please, I must insist you keep out of my kitchen.
She grabs the note and glares at you.
You should have just kept out of this.
She gives you a defiant...
Magisters are a blight. They deserve worse than the death I gave them. I wouldn't taint the earth with their carcasses. Better that they vanish into unsuspecting stomachs. I don't want to be lauded. If word spreads of what I've done, the Magisters will swarm all over me in an instant. I oughtn't to trust you. It's a foolish risk.
Stew is good, if you think of it.
Fetch me some more.
Right away. You're doing okay, boy.
The Magister's jaw is tightly clenched.
What? Those tinkerers all look the same. Scruffy, gold-hungry, sly. When? Not if. And you'll see for yourself in time. We'll make all of Driftwood come. Well, do you know anything?
You're doing okay, boy of mine.
Stop wasting my time, then. Desertions? What do you know about desertions? This miserable town has too many gossip mongers. But they're right. But they slip away in the night.